Hello, hello, I'm Gnome from Nowhere, and hello and welcome to another lovely day of Slime Rancher 2. Hello, Lampert, Some Guy, and Tenra. I appreciate if you can't stick around, and just a quick pop-in and hello. But I am going to continue my saved file, the new one, not the old one. And my controller's being wonky. It'll probably be better once the game starts. Once the game starts. Hello, people. I am people. But I wanted to stream right at 3. I was like ready to stream, and then I'm like, I don't know what game I wanted to play. And then I hemmed, and then I hawed. And then I hemmed and hawed. And then I'm like, no, my game ain't working. Give me a second. Let's save and quit. Let's quit again because my controller isn't working. Let me just relaunch the game. I think I messed up because I touched the controller. Or I touched the keyboard first instead of the controller, and the game was like, oh, you want a keyboard? It has been a while since the My Hero Ultra Rumble, honestly. But I haven't done it because a lot of people haven't really been asking for it. And I'm like, hey, and a lot of people are like, why are you still playing this game? Why are you playing, like, a cajillion hours of it? And I'm like, you know what? I'm all for, like, people were being like, I don't like this. I don't want this. I want something new. And I'm all for that. Let's go to options. Why is my controller not controlling? Apply. Yeah, they added the Todoroki skill set, and I wasn't really a big fan of that. Boy, this is good. Hello and welcome. I'm gonna mute this and watch chat and make sure nobody says anything bad. Good job, boy. This is good. There we go. It's just a quick unplug and replug in. You always gotta flip it on and off. I will say, the stream will crap the bed soon because within the first few minutes, YouTube always likes to tell people the stream ends, and the stream hasn't ended. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of the new quirk skill set at all. I don't play much Todoroki. I feel like a lot of the time when game companies like make new characters, new skill sets, the first impression everyone has is like, I should rush over and play that character immediately. But I feel like if a lot of people like took a second, took a breath and was like, hold on a second, this character or class or like the way they play is like the complete opposite of like my play style, which I think is a very important thing when deciding like who to play in a game. Because if you're like hyper aggressive and you're all about getting kills, you should play a hyper aggressive character that supports that play style so you can maximize on like just the naturally way that you play, versus like being more passive and just kind of passing out heals or support abilities, or just being a little bit more tactical. Speaking of YouTube saying the stream ends here, we are. Yeah, YouTube at some point is just going to tell you the stream ended within the first, like, 3 minutes, which is really wacky that it do. But what did I originally wanted to talk about? There was something I wanted to talk about. Now I can't remember what it is. That's okay. I'll remember at some point. I'm feeding my slimes. I need to get a new branch of the ranch at some point during this, Roundhouse kicked my controller into the wall when I lose. Smiley, you shouldn't roundhouse kick your controller into the wall. It's bad. You don't want to do that. We like controllers. Breaking your controller is no good. I want my fat nuggets. Toss some more fat nuggets in there. My little fishy boys. God, they're so freaking adorable. I swear to God, Slime Rancher is one of the most healing games ever. So healing. Alright, so, if I need money, my bat dudes will probably hand it over. But, Oh yeah, what I want to talk about was this streams. This time is like around 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for me. And it's like, God, I want to stream sooner. I wanted to stream sooner, but I'm like, I couldn't decide what I wanted to play. And I feel like that's an issue that a lot of people have when they have like a lot of games. Because everyone wants to have a lot of games, but I feel like it's bad to have too many games. In the sense that it's like, you can pick a lot of stuff to play, but it's hard to pick something to play because you get stuck in this weird space of like choice paralysis where it's like, wow, I want to do this and not waste my time. And a lot of people, I feel like, stress about whether if playing this game is a waste of time or not a waste of time, or if now even if the game will shut down. I know Concord shut down, rightfully so, but surprise, happy 400 subs, thank you Tenra. I also haven't said thank you everyone for the 400 subs or the past others. It's so hard because it's like whenever I go to make one of those videos thanking everybody for just like spending time and watching and just having fun, I get so caught up in like, it'll never, no matter what video I make to thank people, it'll never be good enough to express how thankful I am. It really won't. And that's why I keep on like putting it off and making the thank you videos, because I'm like, no matter what I make, it'll never be good enough. And so I just get caught up in that, and I'm like, I gotta stop getting caught up in that. So I needed an upgrade with the ring Talplor. What was it again? Oh yes, it was the extra tank upgrade. What was I talking before that though? Game choice, paralysis. Oh yes, Tenra, if you were still there. I know at one point you were like, yo, I made fan art, and I'm like, that's cool. And I wanted to see it, and I'm like, next time he comes by, I gotta ask him about it. And I wanted to see it, but like last time you made it, you're like, yo, it's in my community tab, and I'm like, I have no clue what that is. And someone on the stream yesterday when I was doing Minecraft was like, yo, I made something for you in my community tab. And I'm just like, I'm so over the community tabs. I don't know how to access it. I go to like the dude's account from yesterday, and it's just like, it's nothing. All I see is a gorilla tag, and I'm like, alright. So I don't know if it's like a plot to like secretly like get your stuff, like for me to like pull up your community tab on stream type of plot or something, or if there really was something and I just wasn't seeing it. Also, Camille Feather, hello and welcome. I kind of hate having to disappear and reappear because I have to support small streamers. That's okay, Chara. I thank you for just popping in. I'm just feeding my slimes. Eat. Eat. But, it's one of those things where I'm like, I've been thinking about it, and I'm like, I have a Discord in the description. I have tabs in there if people want to, like, share stuff or do stuff. And I understand if you have your own, like, little, like, thing you're trying to build up, and you're like, yo, like, I made this for you, but you have to, like, come to, like, my tab and look at it. And I'm like, you know what? I'm like, in the future, I'm like, I'm gonna thank you if you make something like that for me, but at the same time, I'm like, if I can't see it, if I don't have any way of viewing it, and you, like, put it in, like, this box, or, like, your community tab, or, like, some way that it's just, like, the world's biggest pain to see, I'm like, I don't care. I know it's mean to say, but it's just, like, I want to be able to see it, I want to be able to tell you how cool it is, and I want to thank you for making it, but at the same time, I'm like, if you're gonna make me bend over backwards to look at something you made, I'm like, I don't want to look at it. I don't want to bend over backwards. And then I feel bad for not looking at it. And so I'm like, I'm getting double hit with the guilt of like saying I don't care and being like, I can't find it, so I can't care. And then I just beat myself up and I'm like, great. I'm like, I made a Discord, I made all these tabs, I made it all welcoming for anyone who wanted to share any of their doodles or any of this. And I'm just like, or if they're like, yo, I made this for this like video because it's just like, yo, your thumbnail sucks, I made you a better one. And I just thought it'd be nice, you know, there's like some kid out there and they're like, yo, I want to draw a thumbnail for my favorite YouTuber, and he's like, he's small but I like him. And then I could put up the thumbnail, and then they can go to their friends and be like, yo, look what I made. And their friends would be like, oh, that's so cool. That's the dream right there. And that's the purpose of my Discord and, like, those tabs in my Discord. But, ugh. It makes me sad. But slimes, no way, I will eat the hens. The slimes love the hens. No, but that was just, like, my thoughts that I was, like, experiencing yesterday, and just, like, some of the emotions. I'm just, like... And I feel like it's good to, like, work stuff out loud. Like, even if you think you're like, oh my gosh, he's so whiny. It's just, like, I think it's good to just work out. Even if it does sound a little whiny sometimes, it's, like, it's good for me to, like... You know when people are like, yo, what? Write it down, put it out there, like, get a bird's eye view of, like, the way you're feeling and see if you're justified or not. Because I know there's definitely a lot of times in life people will be like, well, that was rude of you to do, or that was mean. And you're like, did you see what they did to me? And they're like, well, that was an overreaction. I'm like, I don't know about that. And so I'll take a step back and I'll be like, alright, that was an overreaction on my part, and I'll go and I'll apologize, and I'll... But, like, at some points, I'm like, I look back on it, and I'm like, some of the choices, and I definitely had a few friendships in life that fell apart, and I look back on it, and I'm like, no. I'm like, those actions I took, me screaming those words, me flipping out, and them just being like, yo, you're geeking, bro, and then I'm like, bro, I'm like, clearly did not care for me at all. When I asked them to do simply, like, not do simple things. And it wasn't even, like, asking for a lot. But, I'm losing track of the conversation here that I'm having with myself. But moral of the story is, you know, if you have an action that you want to do, think about it, you know? Think about the consequences. Think about, like, alright, will you feel better 10 minutes from now? In the moment, like, instead of saying something spur in the moment, like, you got really embarrassed and you did something really embarrassing, and everyone starts making fun of you, do you get aggressive and you're like, start screaming, or are you gonna laugh at that in the next 5 minutes too? And just be like, wow, I'm like, you can't believe that just happened. Because I find a lot of the time when I embarrass myself or I do something wacky, which I do a lot, and everyone starts calling me out on it and just start, like, some people poke fun at me, and I'm, like, thinking about it, and I'm like, now, is this worth getting upset about? And most of the time, it's not. It's honestly not. Come on, you. You a little cutie, but you gotta take a dip. Explode into a immortal stick. I wish I could explode. I mean, like, I could explode. Alright, let me rephrase this. I wish I could explode and then continue to live. Because obviously anyone can explode, but, like, you still gonna be, human-shaped after you explode? Or are you gonna be an exploding, you're just gonna turn into splatter art? God. You know, I really like splatter art, but at the same time, I'm like, there's a lot of artists out there that don't have any talent, and they're like, oh, I'm an artist. I do splatter art. I'm like, alright, one, I'm like, splatter art's for second graders, and two, I'm like, why are you having, like, this superiority complex moment because you managed to spill paint all over a canvas? I'm like, they literally do this in kindergarten, in art class. So, little kids can make something that looks really cool and makes them feel good. You know, it's a nice little confident boost. Or like spin art, if you guys ever see spin art. It's like splatter art, but you just get a little device that spins a piece of paper really fast and you just pour paint on it slowly. Or splatter it a little bit and it looks into this cool little vortex shape. That I do like. I feel like it's very similar to tie-dye though. Bouncy Bunny, hello and welcome. What is the superpower you think is underrated? I like being able to stretch. That's my favorite superpower. Like Mr. Fantastic. I loved Mr. Fantastic as a kid, and so many people were like, you don't like Superman, you don't like Wonder Woman, you don't like the Green Lantern who can do all that. I'm like, no, I like Mr. Fantastic and Spider-Man. I think the webs are really cool for Spider-Man, and I'm like, and I like Mr. Fantastic. He's really smart and he stretches, and I like Just like the sheer flexibility of it, and I'm like, I really do enjoy it. Or like the rubber abilities. Like, what's it called? There's like a few like villains in every like cartoon to its like their ability is to stretch and like shapeshift, and I'm like, I love that. That's so cool. But then all the other kids are like, you wouldn't rather be like super strong, super fast, or like teleport, or like make people's head explodes, and I'm like, nah. Stretchy fingers, I can reach the remote from across the room. I can reach stuff from up high. I can run faster, all I gotta do is just extend my legs. And I like it, it's versatile, it's weird, it's strange. And I'm a weird and strange guy, and it's not because I like the ability, because I'm weird and strange. And I'm like trying to be like quirky. You know, the person that's like, they pick the weird thing because they're trying to be like weird and quirky, and it's like, bro, you're trying too hard. They're like people that are like, they're very basic people, and there's not much that's really special about them, and they're trying to be special. And it's kind of weird to say that out loud, and it sounds kind of mean, accusing somebody of trying to be special, but like I see it happen a lot, of people just trying to be like, you know, different from like, you know, they're very like suburban kid, and then they're just like, oh man, like I got like autism, and I'm like, bro, that isn't something you should be like going around talking about and trying to be like a super special snowflake. But anyways, stretchy powers. Stretchy powers, being rubber, being elastic, shape-shifting. Plastic Man. Plastic Man's another one of my favorites. He's just cool. He's funny. He's kooky. He shape-shifts. Paper cut energy. That would be a superpower. Paper cut energy would be... you'd be a supervillain with that. Just being able to just give anyone a paper cut immediately. Whoa. I feel really weird right now in Slime Rancher. I feel like I'm like hitting platforms, but I'm not really hitting platforms. You know, it's another thing too, like, before I started streaming, I'm like, I'm gonna check out some other streamers, you know, some small streamers, see what they're doing, and, it's one of those things where I'm like, I see a lot of people who make videos, and it's like gaming content videos, because I'm like, that's the content I like, and I like making that content. And they always put their face on the screen, and I don't want to say, like, these people are ugly, but it's like, they're no supermodels. And I don't want to look at your face. I feel like you have a wonderful voice. You're well articulated and everything, but I'm like, bro, I'm like, you're taking up the HUDs, the mini-maps, the health pools. I can't see the cooldowns. Like, I want to look at the mini-map too. And I have to look at your stupid face. I don't want to have to look at your face. And most of these, like, YouTubers, streamers are like, it's a blessing to see their face, and it's not like they're Markiplier or any of the other YouTubers who know how to capitalize on showing their face. So I feel like the advantages of showing your face on a stream or on a video is facial expressions. Like, you guys ever see Jim Carrey? Like, he's in a lot of movies because he's really good, but he has a very elastic face, and that's what he's known for. Like, he had one movie to where he played the Grinch, and they're like, wow, I love the special effects of how you made your smile that big, or scrunch your face in that way. And he's like, what special effects? They just painted my face green. That's what I'm talking about. He has a very elastic face, a very expression face. Like, Markiplier has a very well expression face. And it's very, like, physical comedy. And most of these people, they're sitting there, and they just got resting bitch face. And I'm like, I don't want to look at resting bitch face. For any of you people who do not know what resting bitch face is, it's people whose baseline facial expression looks dissatisfactory or, like, just bored. Like, when you look at them, and they could be, like, just vibing, having a good time, but, like, their default facial expression is just resting bitch face, and it's just like, wow. They must really hate me, and it's like, they don't hate you. That's just how they look. I just tossed a cat in the lava. In a lava? It's not a single lava, it's the lava. You don't bounce about. Did I put a suppository link in this area? Suppository link? That sounds weird. No, no, down on the D-pad, yes. No, where's the map? There's the map. I actually didn't put down a link in this area. Huh. I think I should put down a link in this area. Most definitely. Gotta love the immortal stick. It's funny. The sticks are immortal. Because if you break a stick, you have just 2 sticks. I'm making a DBZ, but I voice over it the series right now. LOL. That's very good. I will say, if you're looking for critiques, and I mean critiques as in, like, you know, sometimes these things are slightly harsh, but, you know, it's good. Maybe not do Dragon Ball Z. Pick another series that's popular, but not as popular. Because I will say the Dragon Ball Z abridged market, you know, it's very open for the moment, but you will be compared to Team 4-Star, that channel, the entire time you're making Dragon Ball Z content that's abridged, and you're doing voiceovers. If you're trying to make that the only thing on your channel. So that's the only thing I want to warn you about, you know? And it's one of those things where it's just like, this is criticism. This isn't me being mean. If you like Dragon Ball Z and you think you can do a better job, 100% go for it, dude. Go all in. I'm behind you 100%. I love Gravity Falls. Gravity Falls is so good to clown. I feel like Gravity Falls is one of those shows that left before Disney could mess it up. And a lot of people, I feel like they don't realize about Gravity Falls is that they're like, I can't believe it ended, it's so good. Wait, no. I want that back. Bring it back. But Gravity Falls ended because the creator, Alex Hirsch, when he made Gravity Falls, he knew what he wanted. He wanted... Like, Gravity Falls is already longer than he intended it originally being. Which is wild to think about. That Gravity Falls being 2 seasons, being like 40 episodes, is too long. But there's this trend with Disney now in their cartoons to where Disney will, if there's something about them that doesn't align with the Disney brand, they're bringing the hammer down on that animated series. And there's a lot of animated series already for Disney that gotten the hammer. Also, How to Train Your Dragon voiceover and Godzilla. I feel like Godzilla, you could really go crazy on. Because their lips already don't match what they're saying. But talking about Disney, there has been so many series that Disney's had. And I'm like, wow, this is amazing. Like, Owl House from Amphibia. And they gave them the boot for, like, the stupidest reasons. And it's, like, borderline, like, homophobic reasons, too, that they've given them the boot. And I'm like, bro, I didn't care the main character liked girls and she was a girl. That didn't matter to me. I'm like, that was just a fun story about a girl in an island of, in a land of frogs that was just crazy entertaining. Or like, yo, that's just a girl learning magic in a weird magic world. And it got really wacky and just crazy. Especially with the griffin with the spider breath too in the Owl House. That had me rolling in laughter when I saw that. But there's so much creativity that I see come out of Disney, and then Disney's like, man, we don't have anything good. And it's like, dude, you neutered and spayed everything you had good about you. And it's just sad to me. Was that bad or no? I didn't see it, so I'm gonna take a quick look at it. Hey, if it was talking about, like, private parts, excessive swearing, or, just straight up racist or wrong, it's all good, boy, this is good. But if it was just like, yo, if it was just like something just kind of slightly mean, it's like that rolled off my back. I mean, obviously, if they're going at me for like a duration of time, like obviously we're gonna time them out. But like, I don't know what it was. I don't know what was typed. But it's okay. I just know there's a lot, like, I'm willing to accept in my chat that you guys can type. Like, you guys can, like, if it's part of a joke and the bad word's necessary, you can do it. Obviously, you can't put, like, any of, like, the super hard, like, swear and curse words and slurs in chat, but, like, yo, if your joke just needed a little F-bomb, and it was important to the joke, 100%, I'm okay with that. But it's when people are, like, excessive with swearing, it's so just, like, burdensome to, like, read and talk to people. Like, there's this one girl that goes to my school, and she punctuates all her sentences with the F word, and I'm like, my God, I'm like, shut up, please. No one wants to listen to you say the F word 16 times in 2 sentences. It's not making you cool, you're not impressing anyone, you just got a filthy mouth on you. It was a joke. I'm okay with jokes, you know? If the jokes aren't, like, too excessive and they're not too, like, sexual in nature, I'm okay with it. It's mainly the sexual in nature jokes that I have a problem with in the chat, because I want my chat to be, or, like, the text box to be, you know, acceptable for all. I want to be able to have anyone come into the stream and look at the chat and be like, you know what? This is okay. It shouldn't look like the Jiggle Physics VTuber chat log, to where it has a cajillion yes and mommies and show me your feet. That's just wrong. Alright, I need to go get a bunch of chickens, feed it to this Gordo, and I'll be good. So, let's go get some chickens. But I know what you guys know what I'm talking about. I know you guys know what's right and what's wrong. And if you don't, that's okay, you know? You'd be like, yo, I didn't know. And I'm like, it's okay. Apologize. Work to be better. Because I find in life, I can forgive almost anything. Like, if someone was, like, really mean to me, and they're like, you know what? And they're like, I was wrong for that. I'm gonna try and be better. And I'm not gonna do that again. And I'm like, you know what? You're forgiven. As long as you strive to be better in the future, I can forgive anything. Honest to God. But if it's one of those things where it's like, oh man, I thought I could, like, you know, be a crappy person and then, like, keep doing the same things over and over again with no signs of trying to be better. And then I'm like, bro, I'm like, you just thought just by saying sorry and I'd be trying to be better, you could just say those 2 words and I could just forgive anything. I'm like, no, you're wrong. I've lost friends over that too, where I'm like, yo, it's like, I got my morals, I got my principles. My bar is low. My bar is at sea level for morals and principles. It's not like I'm expecting anyone to be Jesus. No one's perfect. But it's like, bro, I'm like, if you're talking about, like, having relations with another person, and you're just, like, straight up just screaming slurs in the middle of public, and you're just, like, starting fist fights, I'm like, it's not hard not to do those things. You know what I like about this area? There's a lot to land on. And a lot of these objects, I thought I'd go through, like, these palm trees, but I actually don't go through the palm trees. Which is really nice. I feel like a lot of times in games, there's a lot of stuff, whenever you have, like, a jetpack, you're like, oh, I can land on that, and then you can't. Oh, yeah, and when they're like, it's a joke and it's not. Oh, my gosh, that... I hate people who think saying it's a joke can get them out of saying anything mean or offensive. To where, if someone says no offense, and then they say the most hurtful thing to you, it's like, bro, you literally just went for my throat, ripped it out, and then just said no offense. And it wasn't even coming from a place of, like, love or, like, caring or, like, looking out for me. It was just mean. It was just straight mean. And if it's like I'm asking a question, it's like, yo, it's like you got a girlfriend, cousin, or something. They're like, yo, does this dress make you look fat? And you're like, all right. It's like, at that point, if they like 50 pounds overweight, you gotta let them know. It's like maybe that dress isn't best for you. And that's how I would phrase it. Maybe that dress isn't made for you. Maybe something in a different style would suit your looks better. But bro, if you're just like, nah, I think you're chunky and you're fat, and I think you just got a pizza face because you eat nothing but greasy and unhealthy foods. It's like, dude, I'm just like, you didn't even try to like say it in a nice and polite manner. Or they just like straight up just insult you to your face, and then it's just like afterwards like, no bro, I'm just joking, I'm just joking. I've also lost a bunch of friends because they didn't know where the line was with I'm just joking. Because I'm all for, like, you know, the normal dude, you know, I can insult you and this and that and the other thing. But there comes a certain point to where you need to have a normal conversation every once in a while. And you could be like, yo, I just saw this crazy movie the other day. And they're like, yo, you smell like crap. And you're never going to be with anyone and you're going to die alone. It's like, haha, very funny. I'm like, bro, I want to talk about this movie with you. And they're just, like, roasting you the entire time. It's like, I don't want to be friends anymore. You can't hold a normal conversation. They're like, no, I can do it. And I'm just like, all right, let's have a normal conversation. And the only way they know how to communicate is through insults. I'm like, yeah, I'm done. I can't. And a lot of people are like, wow, you're not ride or die for the homies. And I'm like, no, I am ride or die for my dudes. I'm like, if my friend was like, yo, my tire's flat and it's 2 a.m. and I don't know how to change a tire, and no one else picked up their phone, will you come? 100%. I'm there. But if you're just gonna like, if you can have a normal conversation and I'm like, yo bro, like, chill, and there is no chill, like, I can't. And I feel like everyone else in this world should also have that standard for themselves. To where it's like, you can't. Because I see a lot of people at my school and they have these friendships and they're just borderline toxic. And it's crazy. And they're like, no, they're my best friends. And I'm like, bro, Disney Channel has literally fried your brain thinking that you should forgive everything your friend does no matter what they do. So anyways, part of the first DBZ voiceover, Cell calls Vegeta's another word. It was just too appropriate, which I don't know. But obviously, it doesn't mean it's obvious. Yeah, if it's a joke, it's a joke. You know what blows my mind? People who put comedians on blast, and they're just doing their, like, stand-up routine. And then it's just like, yo, they'll say, like, a racist joke, or it'll be a really dark humor joke, or it'll be like, oh man, these two lesbians walked into a bar. And then suddenly everyone is trying to cancel them. And I'm like, dude, man's just doing his job on stage, telling jokes. If you don't like the jokes, don't come to the show. And it's not like he thinks these things are actually real. Like, I've had jokes like that to where I made, like, a racist joke. Obviously, in team chat and game chat, you know, anyone who says they've never said a racist joke or laughed at a racist joke, they're wrong. They have, and they're trying to high road you every time. So I had a conversation with someone, too, and they're like, yo, I've never said the N-word. I'm like, that's a lie. Everyone said the word, maybe not in front of people, but definitely, you know, in the car, they got cut off in traffic and they screamed it, you know? Or they just broke their leg and they screamed every profanity they knew and that just happened to be in the repertoire. And they're like, no, I've never, ever said the word. And I'm like, bro, you've mumbled it to yourself at some point. Everyone has. I don't care who you are. Unless you're Jesus Christ or Mother Teresa, you've said the N-word at least once in your life. Which is a really weird thing to say, but it's just one of those things where I'm like, it shouldn't be a flex too. It should be a thing that you don't do too. Is being like, wow, I don't even say the N-word. It's like, bro, that's not a flex. You know when people are like, yo, I take care of my kids, and it's like, good job. You've done what humans have been doing for thousands of years and taking care of their children. Alright, now I got the beach. The beach, the beach, the beach, the beach, the beach. Alright, so I want to make a nice pond for my little puddle boys. I want to have more... What's the word I'm looking for? Wait, let's see if there's anything more. Nope, there's nothing more. This should be a nice little production area. Not for plort, but for, like, foods, chickens, fruits. So I will like to have a pond. I will get some puddle... Oh, look at the little slime at the bottom. Sadly, I have said the hard R before, and that's okay, you know? And then there's also another context for it, like I was using the context, like, before, it's just like, you're in traffic, you got cut off, you're in the car by yourself, you scream it. It hurts nobody, and you're not directly at anyone. It's not said with malice, it's not said with hate in your heart, it's said in a sense of frustration and just annoyance. And I don't think that's bad at all, you know? Like, I swear, like, I don't want to say often, because obviously I've been trying to cut back on swearing. But, yeah, Bobby got mod. You know, Bobby comes by often, he asks for it, he seems polite, he seems to know what's appropriate and what's not appropriate, and, you know, and I'm like, I'm letting Bobby be mod for a bit, you know, and if he does something, you know, if he starts timing people out, and they're unjust timeouts, or if he just, like, stops showing up for, like, 2 months, I'm obviously gonna, like, take it away. But I mean, like, if he keeps showing up, and he's gonna be, like, polite, and he's gonna be well-mannered, and he's just gonna be a very chill dude, and he's gonna have mod, and he's gonna have it for a very long time. What was I saying? But, like, swear words, I feel like take on a completely different sense of, like, if they're directed at a person or not directed at a person. Because a lot of people will tell you, it's like, there's no difference, you shouldn't say it at all. I'm like, no. I'm like, if you just dropped a cinder block on your toe and it broke in two, you're gonna scream the F word. And that's okay. And no one should think less of you for that. I feel like that's perfectly acceptable use of the word. But if you're just, like, going after somebody and you're just trying to make them just, like, hurt and just hurt their feelings, that's unacceptable. You shouldn't be doing that. Oh my gosh, how do you keep getting out of the pen? Alright, so I need, like, 40 sea hens. Actually, I don't need 40 sea hens because I have backup chickens. Alright, let's get some backup chickens, but swear words do have a completely different take on it. Like, if they're not even directed to anybody. If it's done in a sense of frustration, you're gaming, and it's just like, this, that, and the other thing, it's fine. Alright guys, BRB, I need to support people for a bit. Thank you so much for dropping by. Char is cool. I'm just looking at the first stream I ever showed up in right now. Just reminds me of myself. That's cool. It's always nice to look at something and be like, wow, that reminds me of me. Except for me. Everyone always compares me to, like, an undead thing. Like a zombie, a vampire, a demon. And it's just like, I don't behave that way, but people have this image of me somehow. Of me behaving that way, and I can behave that way. And I could be that way if I wanted to, you know? Be heartless, be just like me, not give a crap about anyone, but I'm like, that's not the way to be. At all. Necromancer? I never heard anyone call me a necromancer. But necromancers are cool. And vampires are cool. And demons are cool. My favorite demons, I think, of them all. I mean, like, obviously, like, demons are supposed to be the bad guys, but I really do like demons and vampires and zombies. And there is a part of me that does take a certain pleasure and joy in being called or compared to such things. But most of the time, it's in a negative context, and not a positive one. But, it was in the My Hero stream. I'm so rusty. First ever show up. Oh my gosh. That was when I was getting back into the game. I totally lost my train of thought. I was talking about zombies, demons, and other things. Oh yes, my favorite demons are the Dealmaker demons. Since, like, I think... there's a show called Supernatural. The CW makes it. And there's this character called Crowley. And there's another one called Alistair. And those two demons were my favorite demons in Supernatural. Obviously, Alistair got stabbed and killed within, like, season 4 or something. But he died. But he had a very nice southern accent. He was very nice. He was very charming. And he was also very... What's the word I'm looking for? He knew how to use aggression and violence in a way that made it more terrifying than anyone just swinging their weight around. Which I appreciate in a character slash villain. And a villain that knows when to go overboard and when not to go overboard. Kind of like when you see the chill dude flip out. That's when you know things are getting real and it's getting scary. And then there's Crowley, where he's a deal maker. He has his deal, and then he follows it to the letter. No genie shenanigans, no nothing. It's sell your soul, get the amount of money for this X amount of time, and then you have this many years to live, and then after the end of those years, he gets your soul, and he comes and collects. And I'm like, I like that. I like that so much. Because it's not just like normal demons, blood, gore, and chaos. Like, I love the blood, gore, and chaos. Don't get me wrong. But there's something different about, like I said, tactically. Why can't I suck you up? Oh. Employing violence. Than randomly employing violence. That's so much more terrifying. Oh, there's nothing here. Ember Valley portal. And a strange diamond. But I love the deal makers. You know, they shake on it. You follow the rules. These are the rules. And the demon, no matter how tough the deal is for them too, they can't break it. They have to abide by the letter on that sheet of paper, or blood, or ritual, or whatever agreement they agreed upon. And I absolutely love that character type so much. So it's basically selling your soul to the devil, yes. But I love that so much in fiction, the selling your soul. Obviously, I never sell my soul. They're valuable. You don't want to sell valuables. But, it's just like one of those type of character types that I absolutely adore to death. My god, like, I don't think I've ever had a character in fiction that existed that was a deal maker that I'm like, yo, they suck as a deal maker. I'm like, no, they're absolutely amazing. They're tied to their deal. The word is their bond, and they stick to it. I mean, like, they're bad guys, but like when it comes to a deal, they deliver. And I absolutely love that so much. And most of the times too, they're really good salesmen and businessmen too. Like, the way in which they're written most of the time, they're very charming. Like, why do you, like, if you guys ever seen Has Been Hotel, like, why do you think people like Alistair so much? He's that archetype of deal maker. He's very charismatic, he has a smile, and he knows not to just go around threatening people to make deals, because he doesn't have to. Because a smile and a wink is much more effective than empty promises and threats. Would you sell your soul for becoming Lucifer? It depends on the terms, if it's a duration or if it's for all time. 100%, if I could just be Satan, I would choose to just be Satan. I mean, like, there's a lot of bad press, but, like, at the same time, I feel like it'd be kind of chill to poke pedophiles with a fiery hot iron straight to the eye in, the depths of hell. Wait. Puddle boys! Come here, my goopy boys. Oh, I love you. I love you so much. My goopy gloppers. I think I can only have, like, a max of, like, 3 or 4 puddle boys. What are you? A rock baddie? Oh, I thought they were a puddle boy, Largo. Bro, personally, me, I'm going to go to hell in the worst place possible just to become that dude. But, that's just my thoughts, you know? That's one of my favorite characters. I'm not sure if you guys have, like, a favorite character that's like, yo, like, I like the strong guy, I like the, like, underdog, you like this, Cadland, hello and welcome. But me, personally, I like the Demon Dealmaker. The Demon Dealmaker is my favorite character in every work of fiction, ever. And they always give you exactly what you want. And the best part is, of the Dealmaker, and it's my best part, the moment when they come to collect, like, your soul, or whatever you promised them, and then the person's like, I don't want to give that up, and it's like, well, you have to. And then, like, some type of, like, mystical force, like, tears them apart, or, like, does something, and it's just, it's absolutely perfection, and I love it so much. It's so entertaining to me. In my opinion, demons are a little redundant. Yeah, a lot of them are redundant. But it's all about how they're written. If they're just fire and brimstone, they're boring. But if they got a personality and a character besides fire and brimstone, you have an S-tier character right there. I like angels with giant wings and healing powers. I like, those are cool too. Kind of into, like, the Grim Reaper is also a great thing, but I feel like Death could be a very boring character if he's written to be a boring character. If that makes sense to anyone. Like, if Death is just, like, a menace that just goes around and he's, like, unstoppable, obviously he should be unstoppable, but if there's no way to impede him, then you just have an invincible character that's no fun to watch. But if you have a Death that has a personality besides just being Death, they're absolutely amazing. And if there's ways to impede or slow Death down too, it's even more interesting. Because there's a ton of stories about people cheating Death or winning a game against Death to extend their life, and it's only for like an extension, or them evading Death forever, but then realizing that was a horrible idea to evade Death forever. Thoughts on Hazbin Hotel. Thoughts on Hazbin Hotel. Hazbin Hotel has been one of my favoriteest IPs / series since like 2016. Hazbin Hotel was one of those things that I've watched for such a long time, and when it finally got its first season and everyone else now knows of Hazbin Hotel, it brings me immense joy, Cadland. Knowing that that girl that just started off on YouTube doing speed drawings and just making characters and just talking about her favorite character that she made in middle school and have everyone love that character is an absolutely magical thing. It's more magical than Disney. Honest to God, it is. But, Grim Reaper? Yeah, the Grim Reaper, though, like I said, if there's ways to impede him and if he has a personality beyond that, like, I talked about Supernatural earlier, but Supernatural also has Death in it. But Death is a force that shows up, and whatever happens, happens, and there's spells in Supernatural to, like, you know, bind him, push Death off a little bit, but Death is inevitable. And there's even, like, times, and most of the time, Death in Supernatural is just kind of chilling in a fast food joint because he likes deep fried food. And I'm like, that is so amazing that when you write a character that is known as the Grim Reaper, and you give him a personality besides being the Grim Reaper, it just adds to them immensely. Like, it multiplies so much. I want spring grass. I want the Vitamizer for this chicken coop because I need more birds. Because they're not growing very fast out here. Like, I'm not sure if you guys ever seen Soul Eater. It's an anime. It's made by the same guy who made Fire Force. But he made a Death, and he has a goofy voice and a goofy mask because he runs a school, and all the kids got too scared and freaked out of Death. So he put on a goofy mask and a goofy voice, and he's just a big old goofball. But then suddenly you see him, you'll see like a big bad, and then there's like a flip that switches on, and it's over. He has them. Football, thoughts on it? I like football. You know, for the longest time with football, I'm like, I don't see the appeal in football. So I'm like, it's just two dudes throwing a football around. And I'm like, you know what? Like, a lot of people like this. I learned the rules. I learned the downs. And all this stuff. And I got, like, an inkling of, like, how football works. And the only football event I watched was the Super Bowl. And I still don't have a favorite team on football. But I enjoy football as a sport, as in it's just more than just being stronger and faster. Or just being able to throw the ball farther. There's like an aspect to it that's a lot more nuanced than I thought there was. European or American? American, not European. I don't like soccer or European football. Like, I can get behind why people like it and I can see why people like it, but if as I'm watching it, I'm like, they don't score many goals, and I am impressed with the sheer stamina most of these European football players have. Like, dear Lord, they are running a marathon in one game, and their fields are massive, and the way they run is so organized, and how they pass, and how wide open their field of view is when they're moving the ball around the field, that I find impressive. And as athletes too, but I just don't enjoy it. Like, if it's on the TV and it's like everyone else is watching it, I'm like, I'll chill, I'll vibe, I'll gander, and I'll appreciate, but like, I myself would not come home, open up my phone or TV, and be like, alright, time to watch a football game, a European football game. It's just not as entertaining to me. And I'm sorry if that upsets you a little bit, but like, it's a good sport. But I personally am not the biggest fan of it. Maybe one day I'll come around. My opinion will change on it. But for now, in this moment in time, my opinion of football is like, it's a great sport. I see why people love it. But I'm not a fan of it. But then again, I'm not really a big fan of any sport. The only sport that I really like watching is boxing. And a lot of people are like, why would you like boxing? UFC is so much better. I'm like, one, UFC is a lot more boring because their gloves aren't as padded. And two, it's not as much, you know, technique and thought. In UFC, like, obviously there's like techniques, you know, there's throws, there's grapples, there's all this stuff you can do and kicks. But like, you have to look at it from a different, my perspective that I see it. Do you know how hard a human being can kick? A human being can kick so freaking hard that it's absolutely astounding to me, like the limits in which a human leg has its strength. And as soon as you introduce kicking into a fight, I'm like, I'm out. I'm like, the fight's gonna end too soon. It's not as impressive. And most of these UFC fights are people like kicking themselves in the shin, hips, and sometimes they throw like, and also you can throw elbows and knees. And I'm like, yo, if you know how destructive an elbow or a knee is to any part of the human body, it is absolutely just a KO finisher. But boxing, you know, you have to have endurance. You're moving. You're You're going back and forth. It's like, not like fencing, to where it's like, you know, someone will dive in. There's like a give and take. There's like a nuance to it that I find beautiful and wonderful. And I already checked that. Why am I checking again? And that's what I like about boxing. And you do have your big buff, like, heavyweights, and the fights end a lot sooner. But there's also, like, how do I say it? Like, this human spirit in it, to where it's like, yo, that guy should be out cold, but he's getting back up. And that's absolutely amazing. And I will say, in recent years, boxing hasn't been what it has been in past years. Because there's a lot more boxers playing safer. They're playing for points instead of going for KOs. And, like, trying to dominate. They're not trying to dominate anymore. They're being more entertainers. And I don't want to say going through the motions. I mean, like, they train hard. But, oh. Any of these new boxers going against the boxers from 30 years ago, they're going to get steamrolled. But anyways, last game, I broke someone's ankle so hard they fell over and had to sit out. Yeah, people do be complaining so hard. You know what I don't get in Slime Rancher? And I know this game's still, like, releasing and it's still working, but... Come on, where's my map? There's not much more to the map besides these two areas. Like, obviously, look, there's, like, a ton of map down here. Like, look at all that. But they haven't finished developing it with Slime Rancher 2. And that's one of those things where I'm like, anyone watching this stream and you're like, yo, I want to get Slime Rancher 2. Don't be in any rush to get Slime Rancher 2. Put it on your wish list. But, like, there's no rush. Because the game's nowhere close to being finished. Bowling as a sport, I think, is a lot more leisurely versus these hardcore stuff. But I feel like boxing is when he wanted to see people throw hands, and the UFC are more like variety approach. Yeah, UFC does have this variety approach, but every UFC fight ends so quickly. It's obscene, and especially in heavyweights too for UFC. And I'm not saying those UFC guys don't train hard, but it's just like, it's not my cup of tea. It's not as... What's the word I'm looking for? Entertaining. There's not as much thought. It's just kick harder, get that one good hit in, and then they're down for the count. Because a lot of the moves in the UFC that you can do is illegal in boxing. And they're illegal in boxing because, one, you can really hurt somebody, like, permanently with that. And two, it just kind of, like, ends the fight, like, kind of, like, instantly. Kind of like when baseball outlaws or, like, rules against certain pitching styles or, like, doing certain things to your pitches. Baseball would be so boring if every pitcher could do this one move that could strike somebody out 90% of the time. The sport would be so boring so fast. And that's how I feel about UFC. You ever see, like, online PvP games, and then there's, like, the one true combo, and it's like whoever gets, like, the stun off first, or the combo first, they win? That's how I view UFC. UFC I don't view as skill, it's whoever's stronger and faster, which is nice. But it's just like, bro, if you're just bigger and quicker, and that's how you win all your fights, I'm like, I'm not about it. That doesn't get me in my heart. That doesn't get me entertained at all. That's just me watching two drunk dudes fight. If I wanted to watch two dudes fight and then watch the bigger and stronger guy win 90% of the time, I'd go to any bar on St. Patrick's Day and watch people just throw down. Oh my gosh, my nose has been, like, itchy this entire time, and I've just been scratching it like a madman, and I just can't get it off. Also, in some cases with fighting video games, characters have one-shot moves. Exactly! That's what the UFC is, or how I view it. And don't even try and tell me UFC's don't got them one-shot moves. There's some chokeholds I see, and I'm like, yo, like, even in wrestling, like, they don't have... They got rid of those chokeholds because those chokeholds were dangerous, for one. And you could snap someone's neck, and two, it's just an instant win. And that's UFC, and that's the sport, and I'm fine with that. And you enjoy it, enjoy what you enjoy. But don't try and tell me that UFC takes more skill than boxing, because it doesn't. And there's some boxers too, like, if you could see how long those old boxing matches went on for, and how messed up those dudes got, you will be like, dear Lord. Like, 21 minutes of straight fighting would make anyone collapse for the next week. Like, these guys, like, these old boxers were goddamn superhuman. But anyways, that's my thought on UFC, boxing, football, soccer. You know, and you know, if you guys have any thoughts and you're like, yo, no one, you're wrong, this isn't what it's about, please let me know. Like, I'm fully open to, like, accept, like, if I'm wrong. Because there's so many times in life where it's like, I'll talk about stuff like this, and they're like, no, you're wrong. You're wrong. And I'm like, how am I wrong? I'm like, I feel like I made a very concise and logical argument on the facts I know, and just, like, the way I feel. And obviously, feelings doesn't justify correctness. It's more of opinion-based. And when I say I feel, that's my opinion. It's not, I'm not stating my opinion as facts, because I know a lot of people do that now. But, these freaking slimes are whacking me while I'm trying to... Alright, you. Just go to the moon. State their opinions as facts. It's the Bakugo and Araka scene in My Hero. She just flipping destroys pretty much anything in UFC. Bakugo, the bugger, and Stringer one destroys Araka as she tries. I view that more as boxing because it's one of those things where it's like, I wouldn't say that's like UFC. I mean, like, it's an anime. It's kind of hard to pinpoint, like, what type of sport that would be. Kind of like when you make a tier list on Pokemon types based on anime characters and their characteristics. But, no, that scene in the anime, I feel, is perfectly fine, and it was perfect, and it's like, well, obviously you knew who was gonna win because he was faster and stronger than her, but she came in with a winning strategy, alright? She had a plan. And that makes it not like UFC in the way to where it's like, you know, the bigger, stronger guy with the one-shot combo is gonna win. You had that plan. Opinions on baseball. Baseball is one of those sports to where I love to turn on the radio and listen to it. I don't know the players' names. I don't have a favorite team. But I enjoy baseball as a whole. I enjoy the entire culture of it. I enjoy, you know, my dad likes to root for the Yankees. And so sometimes I like to go in there and poke the bear, and I like to tell him the Yankees are going to lose this game. And then he'll get really upset, and it's just one of those things. And I talked about this in another stream, but I absolutely love the radio because I remember being like 4 or 5, in my room being next to my room to where my dad did like all his hobbies, his tabletops, his computer, and he had the radio on, and it would always be a late night talk show, or it would be a Yankee game, or any other baseball game. And I remember laying in bed, drifting to sleep, listening to the chatter of the radio, and just how it just makes those wonderful radio noises. There's something about a voice being transmitted over radio waves that makes it so absolutely wonderful. I just subscribed and liked. Thank you so much, Viarga. I can't even say it. That's okay. I butcher everything as I just did, and I apologize. I just butchered your name. Don't be shy. You know, if you got thoughts, opinions, if you say anything and you're like, no one, you're wrong. You shouldn't have said that. That was wrong. I'll apologize. I'll apologize immediately. And I feel like a lot of people nowadays don't apologize when they do something wrong. Or, like, if they think something's this way, but it's not, and someone corrects them, they'll get defensive. But I'm like, 100%, I am open to everything. I know there's a lot of people, too, at my school that are like, wow, you're crazy. It's like, there's some kids at my school that are, like, racist, and I'm like, why are they racist? And I'm like, and I talk to them, and I'm like, why do you think this way? And they're like, well, this, that, and the other thing. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, that makes sense, I guess. And I'm like, I know it's still wrong, but I'm like, you know, you can't change somebody's mind and how they are. Like, if someone's racist, like, that's their life. Like, obviously it's wrong, but, you gotta be respectful of that. And most of the time, when I meet someone who is racist, they know it's racist and they know it's wrong, but it's just like, that's it. And it's just kind of weird. I don't know. It's just like one of those things where I think about. And a lot of time when I talk about them, I'll ask them questions and they don't flip out. They're just like, yeah, it's just like this, that, and the other thing. But like, I've had conversations with people that are like really woke. And I'm like, why do you think this way? And like this, that, and the other thing. And I'm like, just trying to get like an idea of like how they think, you know, is this a thing? Because I'm not very in touch with like a lot of like the LGBTQ stuff. Like I'm like, and I try to understand, and I try to like understand like all these like sexual identities and like other stuff. Like it still don't make sense to me, but it's like I still try to like, you know, improve and learn. And, you know, and I like to know things. And a lot of the time I get yelled at, and they're just like, why are you asking so many questions? You should just know these things. And I'm like, how do I know these things if no one tells me? How did you know these things if no one told you? And then they're like, oh, I just knew. And I'm like, no, you didn't. Someone clearly told you. But, do you think the KK members can get reformed? I think they can. I think anyone's capable of change. Like, here's an example. I was thinking about this the other day. So, people in jail. If you had to make friends with somebody in jail, who would it be? Would it be a killer? Would it be a drug dealer? Or would it be someone who's, like, smuggling drugs? Which is basically the same thing. Would you go with the drug dealer, or would you go with the killer? No context, no nothing. Like, what would you do? And in my brain, I'm like, alright, so I'm like, pros and cons. I'm like, the killer killed somebody and he's in here, and the drug dealer is in here because he was just peddling drugs. I don't know what drugs, but it was drugs. And my thought was, I'm like, the killer could be in here for like, you know, charges that were out of control. Maybe there was self-defense and he went excessive and the person dies and he's in here. But I'm like, the smuggler, the drug dealer, he knew what he was doing was wrong. And he still went through with it. And so I'm like, and he does, and I'm like, most of the time, I'm like, those people don't show any mercy, like, and I'm like, and killers don't normally, like, kill just because of it, you know, unless they're a sociopath, in which case, they got their own place somewhere. But I'd say the killer, and I feel like definitely a lot of people who have killed can come back, and they can reform, and they can be absolutely amazing human beings. And some of them can even, like, turn to God. And, you know, I'm not one to be like, yo, turn to God. But I mean, like, even if you look at the Bible and you're like, yo, this is just, like, a bunch of gibberish, it's okay. If the Bible you think is gibberish, but it makes you be a better human being, I'm all for it. To me, I'm like, yo, Spider-Man makes me want to be a better human being. And if Spider-Man makes you want to be a better human being, I'm like, he's just as good as Jesus in the Bible. To me, it's not about, like, believing or all that junk. It's just like, yo, what would Mr. Rogers do in his little neighborhood? He'd be nice to the racist. Or the woke person. Or that person. Whether they were black, white, or any other thing, or any sexual connotation. If it was a hot day, he'd offer them a soda from his cooler as he was hanging out on his front porch. Just kind of hanging out. And that's the way I want to be. And that's the way I think more people should try to be. I say try. It's hard to be that way. But, if I made friends with someone, it would personally be a personal assassin. Personal assassins, I don't think would be caught. Because if a personal assassin's in jail, they sucked at their job. I feel like. But that would be cool if a personal assassin. I wonder how that even work. But you also said favorite Pokemon Cadland, so I have a lot of Pokemon I like. A lot of the Pokemon I like, I have a favorite type. My favorite type is Ghost type. So I like Golurk, I like Golett, I like Gengar, I like Caesar, I like Scyther. Caesar and Scyther are really special to me. I like Litwick, Lampet, Chandelure, that entire evolution line is absolutely amazing for Pokemon. I definitely am planning to play some Unite when they add Darkrai to Pokemon Unite on the channel. Because I know someone was like, yo, play Pokemon Unite, and I don't want to say I'm pretty decent in Pokemon Unite, but I'm pretty decent. I don't play it a lot because it's a dead game. Or a dying game, I should say. I shouldn't say dead game. People still play it. But they went too heavy on the microtransactions, and that did not help their game at all. Trying to cash out. Ooh, my bad. I just had a really weird gas thing. Most Christians or people who read the Bible don't understand that the metaphors mean, that why people have different meanings of them and what they mean. Yeah, a lot of people, like, when I used to get dragged to church on Sundays, it was like, we're all listening about this person do all these great things in church, and then, like, as soon as church let out, every little old lady was cutting us off in the parking lot and not letting anyone else go. And I'm like, wow, you literally just left church, and instead of, like, being at an intersection and being like, oh, you can go first, or, like, holding the door, they're smashing the door open, running out as fast as they can, and they're cutting each other off in the parking lot. And I've seen one of those two old ladies actually hit each other, trying to cut each other off. And I'm like, dear Lord, I'm like, you just went through an entire 45 minutes of peace and love and understanding. And you're absolutely just cutthroat immediately. Pikmin. Ooh, Pikmin. You know, I never really played much of Pikmin. I do want to play Pikmin at some point on the channel. But my bank account's filled with hopes and dreams, and not so much the monies. I could probably simulate it, too. I could probably get an emulator and then play Pikmin. I should do that. I should emulate Pikmin. Things for the future, though. Things for the future in the back pocket. I think the basic little Pikmins are nice. I'm not sure if there's, like, a right color choice to them. Like, I know some Pikmin have, like, little wings, and some of them can go in the water. And then there's, like, a fat Pikmin. I like the normal Pikmin. I think they're cool. I'm gonna go see ya. I gotta go work on an essay. Alright, thank you so much, Tenra, for dropping by. Or just having me on in the background. I appreciate you just popping in and just, like, hanging out and just saying hi. I am just like today. I am... Ugh. I haven't showered in like a day and a half, and I'm like, I need to shower. I need to. Like, no one likes being this way. You gotta definitely play a medieval game. I definitely would. Right now, I'm like... I've said this in the past, but I'm just working on trying to get the subscriber count out, because there's a ton of games I want to play, but there's a ton of games where I'm like, if I do play them, the subscriber count won't go up. Like, there'll be a riot to watch, but, like, it'll only be, like, the usual people that'll watch. And I need to work on getting more people invested in the channel. I need to get YouTube to somehow push out my videos more. And, you know, lately YouTube has pushing my videos a little bit more, thanks to you guys watching and subscribing and liking. And I want to thank you for that. Shrek. Shrek is love and Shrek is life. I am... Gosh. I'm starting to get a headache. Earlier, I talked about this earlier at the beginning of the stream, but I'll talk about it again. I streamed a little bit later today because I have so many games now that I'm streaming that I'm like, I don't know what to stream. And I got overwhelmed by choices. And so, because I got so overwhelmed, I kept procrastinating, and today's stream is definitely going to be a shorter stream. I think I'm only going to go for my normal 2 hours, but I feel bad because I'm like, I can only last 2 hours because I'm feeling sick today. Again, today. I mean, like, I feel sick every day. I don't walk too good, and, I'm always congested. My head's always throbbing. Joints hurt. My bad, I needed water. And, just other stuff. But, gosh, I feel like there's a hair on my nose, and I'm literally about to, like, chop my nose off. I'm not actually gonna chop my nose off, but, like, it's really annoying the crap out of me. The briar hens are reproducing nicely. Hopefully these guys are still producing. Don't know what to do. Go back to the originals. Yeah, that's what I did. And I was like, and part of me was like, I want to do FNAF. And I'm like, no, I can't do FNAF. Because my channel is starting to reach that point to where if I do too much FNAF, the only thing anyone's ever going to expect is FNAF. And I want people to show up because, you know, they enjoy, you know, words I talk about, or like topics or thoughts, ideas, and other weird, quirky personalities, or they just enjoy my humor. But I don't want to be a channel that only does one game, which would be FNAF. Which I feel like is really easy to do, because FNAF does get you a good amount of views and a good amount of stuff. Especially right now, because it's 10 years, and there's so much FNAF out there. But I don't want to be known as the FNAF guy. I want people to be like, yo, that's no one from nowhere, and he's just a chill dude that sometimes go crazy, and he struggles with reading and other stuff, and he's just a guy. And I enjoy watching him. And that's what I want for my channel. And also, I want to do other stuff too. I want to get a tablet. I want to start doing animations. I want to start doing more stuff, pumping out more content than you guys could ever believe. I actually tried getting a voice modifier to, you know, have some fun, kooky voices I could hit occasionally on stream. And then it was like, yo, you gotta pay $30 a month for this. And I'm like, no. $30 for something I'll use occasionally every day is such a scam. And I'm like, I stream for, like, the purposes of, like, entertaining people and fun. I don't make money off these streams. I just enjoy doing them. And I don't got that money. Alright, so I have to produce more fruit and garden variety vegetables. So what do I want to do this? I should definitely collect the puddle boys. Oh yes, give me the floor. Plort, 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 plort. My gloopy gloppy boys. These guys are one of my favorites. They're nice. They're low maintenance. They're like goldfish. The only thing you gotta do is keep them far away because they get shy and bashful. And when they're shy and bashful, they don't produce. I never seen someone say before you're gonna be the next best FNAF streamer. Oh yeah, I can still be the best FNAF streamer ever. It's just, I just won't be the only FNAF streamer. Like, I think Markiplier is the best FNAF YouTuber, but he's not a FNAF YouTuber, he's Markiplier. He does everything. He does all of, like, the horror games and other junk. And random indie games that people love. And people watch Markiplier because he's a cool dude, and he's funny. And he's entertaining. Not because he's the best, or the smartest, or, like, the strongest or brightest. He's just a solid dude that's, like, not obsessed with, like, being YouTube famous. And he's just nice. He's just a nice human being. And those are the, like, creators I love the most. To where they not only make absolutely amazing things, they're just nice people in general. And they don't get a big head because they can make these nice things. And they're not going to be like, well, I'm better than you, so I should have this or that, or think less of it. Like, I saw this one clip, I think it was like Pokimane, and she was yelling at like her viewers, calling them all broke losers. And I'm like, why would you do that? These are the people literally paying you like hundreds of dollars, like a stream, donating to you, and you're calling them all broke losers because they're not gifting you enough subs. I'm like, it absolutely disgusted me to my core that someone could do that. And it was like, to me, I'm like, I hope she gets canceled. I mean, like, she's too big to be canceled. But I hope, honestly, she gets old and no one wants to watch her. Puss in Boots? I've never seen Puss in Boots. I know it's a really good movie. I like Jack Horner in Puss in Boots, though. I've seen clips of Jack Horner in Puss in Boots, and he's absolutely amazing. He's actually a comedian that I like to watch. He also plays the guy who voices Jack Horner in Puss in Boots is also the voice of Spider-Pig of, he voices Spider-Pig in the Spider-Verse. So, Jack Horner is also... Ooh, lightning! I need lightning. You can't donate $5. Yeah, I don't have donations. I don't know how to do that. I know some people are like, yo, get Super Chat. I'm like... I don't want people thinking I'm all about the money. Like, if I got money, it'd be nice, you know? I'm not gonna be like, oh man, like, I'm not doing it for the money. I'm like, nah. No, I'm gonna be a real person here and be like, nah, if I made money off these streams, that would be absolutely amazing. I don't think there's anyone out there that would be like, oh, I don't need the money. No, everyone's gonna take the $5. Anyone who tells you they won't take the $5 is lying to you. I'm gonna be real, I like money. I need money. I like snacks. I like buying new games and playing those games and having you guys show up and being like, yo, what game is this? And I'm like, I'm playing this today. And it's great. And it's all thanks of you because someone gave me $5. That to me is epic. Oh my god, my nose! Wait. Oh, I thought it was the Jellystone. I don't know what this stuff is used for, but I like it. Gosh, look at them all. Alright, where am I? I'm lost. Alright, I gotta go this way. Favorite chip. Favorite chips are hard. Alright, so I'm gonna say this. Favorite chip is ruffled. It adds a nice texture. I don't like, you know, the Lay's flat chips. Ruffled chips are the best. They're great for eating, and they're great for munching, and they're great for putting into dip, because they even get more dip, too. Now, if we talking flavor of chip, too, you know, barbecue's nice. It's a classic. But also salt and vinegar. Salt and vinegar is nice, but you can't eat too many of those. Sour cream and onion, depending on the brand, is either a banger or it's kind of mid. Because it depends on how much flavoring they put into it. Like, if they don't put enough salt and vinegar or sour cream and onion into it, it's kind of mid. But there's also cheddar and sour cream, which is also pretty nice. I wonder who thought of sour cream and cheddar. They're like, yo, let's get some of the cheese and then some of the sour cream and then just put it on one chip. I like Doritos. I actually don't like Doritos because Doritos, to me, when I put them in my mouth, I feel like I'm chewing shards of glass. I don't know why they're such a dense chip. Like, Doritos are such a menace that some dentists, when they put braces in your mouth, they tell you specifically not to eat Doritos. You can eat other chips, but you can't eat Doritos because Doritos will tear the braces off your teeth, the brackets, because of how hard they are and how sharp they are. Which is just like, just think about that for a second. There's a chip literally ripping metal off your teeth. And there's been cases of Doritos actually shattering people's teeth. Like, obviously their tooth was, like, unhealthy, and it hit it, and it cracked their tooth in two, and they had to get it pulled. But, my god, Doritos, I can't. Originally my favorite, but I want to spice it up, and I get cheddar, sour cream, and onion. That's what I'm talking about, the cheddar, sour cream, and onion. That's what I was talking about. What was I saying? Probably the wrong one. But the cheddar, sour cream, and onion chips are the best. I know if you live in the UK, they have some absolutely amazing snacks. And I don't live in the UK, so I don't get access to those snacks, which makes me a little bit sad. But I will say, if you live in the UK, like, and you got a snack, so, like, let me know. Like, I want to know. I'm curious. Like, down south, there's a grocery store, and it's the brand of the grocery store is Piggly Wiggly's. And every time you tell somebody that, like, there's a grocery store that exists, and it's called Piggly Wiggly's, it's like, you messing with me? And it's like, no. It's the Piggly Wiggly's. I know I said this last stream, but the Slime Rancher song in this area brings a tear to my eye. Honest to God, it's just beautiful and nice. It's low-key healing to my soul. Get on my thing. Alright. I want to dump you all in here. I should really put a portal somewhere around here. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put a portal in this direction. Pizza. See, there's a lot of pizzas out there. Many, many pizzas. Now, if anyone tells you deep dish is a good pizza, they're wrong. It's a casserole. Alright? Deep dish pizza doesn't exist. It's a lie. And my nose is absolutely annoying me and taking me off my absolutely amazing streamer game. Favorite foods? Oh, definitely pizza's up there. I can rant about pizza, but I'm gonna save the pizza rant for another time. I've had a bunch of favorite foods. Now, if we're talking like, just like in general, I think venison's one of my favorite meats because it's definitely an acquired taste if you don't have venison a lot. But I gotta sneeze. Oh god, that hurt. Alright, there we go. Wait. Place. Yellow portal home. Let's see if this works. Venison is an absolutely wonderful meat. And I will say if it gets cold, it gets very chewy. Which kind of sucks. And, you know, everyone likes steaks, but a venison steak is completely different. It has to be cooked in a certain way, and if you don't cook it often, like my brother cooks it, and he's absolutely amazing at cooking venison. And God, I want more venison. It's such an amazing food. And it's deer too, like, people go out, they go hunting, and it's like, we got some people around here, and it's like they go out hunting, and they kill the deer, and they're like, well, you can't just, like, kill a deer and just, like, leave it out there. You gotta take it back, you gotta bleed it, you gotta skin it, you gotta take all the good cuts off, and then you share it. Which is part of hunting. If I could go hunting, I would. I'd feel bad for shooting a deer. I would. But at the same time, where I live, they're terribly overpopulated. They're disease-ridden. Well, they're not disease-ridden. They have a lot of ticks on them. And they carry around ticks, and it's just very unhealthy. Their population's so big, and there's just so many of them starving. To where, at this point, they're so overpopulated that killing them is a kindness. Like, if you hit one with a car, it's no problem. Like, most of the time, it'd be like, wow, that's like, do you have a license to, like, do that? It's like, nah. You got your pickup truck and you hit a deer. That's dinner right there. Get nutrient soil. Gets more of you. I want to put mint mangoes in that plot. Let's see what we got for Pronto Mart. Other thing that venison, you know, having a burger that is rare is absolutely amazing. Wait, what are you? Reduce agitation in nearby slimes, especially baddie slimes. Ooh, yes. Wait a second. There's the moon ball. There's my trash can. I always wanted my trash can. Alright. I'm gonna bring you over to the slimes. But I like getting a burger with all the tomato, lettuce, ketchup, mustard, pickles, everything on it. Just fully loaded. For the longest time, I'm like, I don't like all that stuff. But, like, now, I love all that stuff. Play with the trash can. Yeah, that's right. Get that trash can. Before I forget, I need to get some more of this. There's so many foods there that I'm like, it feels like a crime to pick a favorite. Fried dough is another one of my favorite foods too. Fried dough is absolutely amazing. Whether you get it at like an amusement park, a fair, anywhere, I absolutely love it. And all it is just like raw dough put in a deep fryer. And then you just put sugar on it and then that's it. And I could definitely make it at home. I could make it and then it's just good, perfect, nice. But, God, there's something special about it. I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it, but I love it. Alright, so it's really weird because I didn't realize Pronto Mart shot all the stuff out on the side like that. God, they're death cries or something. Alright, suck all that up. I need to go get the moon ball. Look how cute this thing is. My God, everything in this game is so freaking adorable. You're a little cutie, aren't you, my little moon ball? You're a little crater face, aren't you? Yeah, you are. You're a little crater face. Alright, my little baddie cuties. Here you go. I have a culinary class in school and can be made of fried dough. Wait, can be made of fried dough? Or we did make fried dough. I love fried dough so much. It's so good. So good. We did. Awesome. Fried dough is, like, absolutely amazing. But then again, venison is a very nice meat. There's nothing like it, though. Like, I really think about it, and I'm like, if you've never had venison, there's nothing I can compare it to. Like, normally, like, beef, pork, chicken, like, those are all great foods, but, like, venison is a completely different animal. Like, literally it is a different animal. Alright, first, wait. Vac upgrade. Yes. I need to get this jetpack, upgrade. Sorry for being late. Gone for a long time. That's okay, Char is cool. I'm just talking about my favorite foods. Ooh, wait, I can get some Boom Plort and get the Ember Valley portal. Wait a second. Can I move my yellow return portal someplace else if I have this? I wonder. Well, I need more boom floor to see. Ugh. I went to, like, sit different in my chair, and I'm like, I can't. I can't, like, sit in a really weird and wacky position. I have to, like, sit up and be, like, nice and proper. You know, back straight. You know, my friends, when they came over one time, I was like, yeah, give me a second, I just gotta finish up this game, and they came into my room. And they're like, why do you sit like that? I'm like, why do I sit like what? And they're like, your back is so straight. And I'm like, how do you guys play games? And they're like, we're fully reclined. And I'm like, how do you play like that? And they're like, why do you have such good posture while sitting in a chair? And I'm like, why don't you? I feel like posture is one of those things, though. You know, if you don't have a lot of confidence, like, something that can help you build confidence, and it sounds stupid, it is good posture. Even if it doesn't help you build good confidence, it helps you fake confidence, too. Because if you have good posture, people will think you're confident. I don't know why, but it's just something people think. I love playing games. I also love playing games, too. Games. You know, I would like to play a Spider-Man game at some point on the channel. Games. You know, it's really weird, but, like, do you guys have any phone games you guys play? Because I feel like Clash Royale and Clash of Clans, like, I don't really hear people talking about, like, playing games on their phone anymore. Like, between classes, like, I remember people, like, playing, like, games on their phone a lot, but now I'm like, no one doesn't really do anything on their phones. And it's really weird to me that they don't. And it's just like, is that even a thing anymore to where people will play games? Like, I know there was Among Us, but, like, I don't want to say Among Us is dead, but, like, no one talks about Among Us anymore. Among Us felt like something that, like, came and then went. Grab the phosphorus. Among Us. Among Us is such a wacky freaking game. All you do is just accuse people, and it's just whoever can scream the loudest most of the time. You ever see those gameplay clips of Among Us, and it's everyone screaming? And it's just like, it's blue, it's red, it's him! I play Bloons Tower Defense Netflix edition. My god, that is like... You might be a serial killer. Used to play Rise of the Kingdom. Sorry, wrong message. Rise of the Kingdom? Meant to delete mine. Oh, you misclicked. You meant to take back one of your messages and you actually did theirs. I'm sure they don't mind. It was an accident. Accidents happen. You know what I've just started thinking about? And I'm like, it's just a really random thought. When I was doing the My Hero streams, there was this one dude that showed up for like 1 or 2 days straight. And he'd have like 3 alt accounts, and halfway through the stream, he'd show up, start just being super rude and mean, and then we all like laugh at him, make fun of him, and then we all just time him out. And it was a good time for all. Because he showed up just to troll. And it was like such a guilt-free just getting to roast and slam this dude the entire time. And it's one of those things from like, if someone else ever does come to the stream, there's so many great insults you could use on somebody to just like absolutely destroy them. And it's, you don't even need swear words. I mean, like, obviously a well-crafted insult versus somebody, not somebody, an imbecile who just wants to be loud and obnoxious, if you're louder and more obnoxious than them, they're the ones that will start getting annoyed too. There's such an art form to annoying and trolling people now. So I'm like, I feel like a lot of people have lost that art form. I even see videos to where I'm like, I see somebody like doing like gags and skits and getting hot mics in Call of Duty, and they're the ones acting like an idiot, but the other people are getting upset because they're acting like an idiot and outing themselves. Like, they're literally throwing themselves under the bus, and everyone's just getting mad at them. They're like, no, that's not right. That's not how it works. It's like, actually, my mom told me that's how it works, so that's how it works. And they're getting so absolutely tilted. I'm like, I can't believe people get absolutely tilted about this. I'm like, people are soft now. They're so soft. They're squishy. YouTube, unlike Twitch, a lot of people don't know this, doesn't have like a hard ban button. There's no way to really like perma-ban anyone from a YouTube stream, as far as I can tell. I mean, like, there probably is, I just haven't found it, and I haven't had a real need for it. And most of the time, if you're not bothered by it, they'll just go away. And if then you start farming them for content too, like when he came, I just farmed him for content. Like when people talk, like YouTube sees that engagement and they're like, wow, this person's engaging with this YouTuber a lot. Like, you can just farm trolls for engagement. And like after like a few times of him coming and going, we had the big reveal to be like, bro, all you've been doing is boosting the stream. You came here to sabotage and all you did was be helpful and just make entertainment. I'm playing Balloons Tower Defense. Wait, Breath of the Wild and Fighting Guardians. Oh, that's so... I want to play Breath of the Wild at some point. You can also, yeah, hide them and hide their messages. Goodbye, Cadland, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Come here, my little sugary, plump little men. The plumpest of men. Ooh, what do I need you? Oh, I need nectar floor. Wait, what came in you? Dang it, I can't even see the item! Ooh, pink tall coral, that's what I got. I died. It's okay, I'll be dying soon. This stream will be ending soonish. Because I got stuff I gotta do. And I also got to shower and be a clean boy. No one likes being gross. No one likes that one person that doesn't shower or put on deodorant. They just stinky. Nobody wants to talk to them. And if anyone's like, oh my god, you're bullying me. And it's like, bro, everyone's bullying you because you smell like a turd. Bro, you literally smell like an onion that got left out in the sun. That's why no one likes you. Died again. Ooh, pink floor. That's what I needed. Whoops. Pink. I just tried feeding a slime statue. Are you hungry? Here, eat. Eat, my child. Look at how messy of an eater he is. He got it all over his face. Sulu Bear, hello and welcome. It's been a while. It's been a hot moment. I really like this cave. It's just really nice. It's serene. Here, have some berries. No? Fine, get out of here. Yo, what is up? I don't know who you are, Sulu Bear. Of course you know, Chara. It's Sulu Bear. You know Sulu Bear. From that one time. Sulu Bear. No, I remember Sulu Bear. Hello and welcome back. I was just... What was I talking about? Oh yeah, people that don't shower and they should shower. And then when they don't shower, they act like a victim. And they're like, oh, people are so mean to me because I smell like garbage. It's like, yeah, no one wants to be around you. You're literally assaulting everybody. assaulting everybody's nose with your stench. Smelling like a whole Smash tournament. Smelling like a dead lobster. You know how bad a Smash tournament smells? It smells like there was a golden slime and I totally missed him. Well, that's okay. Smash tournament smells so bad, someone snuck a dead lobster in their hoodie pocket into a Smash tournament, and at a certain point, they threw the dead lobster onto the stage. That's how bad Smash tournament players smell. And I know I've heard in recent years some conventions and tournaments have a rule to where you have to shower before you show up, and if you don't shower before you show up, you're not allowed in, even if you do have a ticket and you've paid. Which I'm like, that's such a good rule, because no one wants to be in a crowd of people, shoulder to shoulder to people, and they're basically, when they put on a shirt, their shirt looks like the bottom of a pizza box. It's just grease stained and covered in sweat, and it's gross. And nobody wants to be around that. Alright, up here. Alright, this leads to the newer area. Alright, so we got some hunter slimes. We got some other slime. We got slimes on slimes on slimes on slimes. With my hoppy little friends. They so hoppy. So hoppy. Hoppity loppities. Alright, so let's go on down back to the house to put all my stuff away, plant some gardens, get some slimes fed, make some more money. Definitely decorate. I want to start getting to decorating my ranch. Nico, hello and welcome. Right now I'm heading back to the ranch to decorate. One guardian down. Those guardians freak me out in Breath of the Wild. There's something about them that I'm like, they're just so unnerving to me. And I don't know what it is. Put a slime in. Do that. Why don't I just have a single carrot? Alright. So, left. I also need to upgrade my boots so I can sprint for longer. I think I like Slime Rancher 1 more. It's a finished game. I think that's why. I will say 2 is prettier. But Slime Rancher 1, it's a finished game. It's got the drones. I definitely want to be playing it more. I mean, like, I've streamed Slime Rancher 1. But it's one of those things where, surprisingly, when I streamed it, it got 0 viewers. And I'm like, hey, people want to watch what they want to watch. And a lot of people like watching Slime Rancher 2 for some reason versus 1. Even though 1's a complete game, which is really weird. Slime Rancher 2 do have the vibe. Gameplay Slime Rancher 1, but for the vibe, it's 2. Alright, so let's get the berry tree. Alright, so let's collect some plort from the Glippy Gloppers. My droopy boys. Alright, so we got some puddle plort. I was there for the original Slime Rancher stream. You were, boy, this is good. But it's one of those things where it's like, I did it a few times, no subscribers, and I'm like, you know what? This isn't the time for Slime Rancher 1. It's not helping me grow the channel. It was entertaining, don't get me wrong, but there's certain games I gotta play that'll not guarantee growth, but it has a higher likelihood of having growth and getting a subscriber versus doing stuff that's popular. If that makes sense. Died again. It's okay. Death is temporary. You know, I did hear this really wacky take on death the other day, and it's like, yo, you know when you die, you just restart your life over again, and you get to live it all over again. That's how death works, and I'm like, that's actually insane. That's like some reality is a hologram, we're all living in it. We're all in the Matrix right now, and you just don't know it. Ooh, my hens are coming along. You know, it's nice to get to this point in Slime Rancher to where I'm actually making a good chunk of change off everything. Definitely do need to get this plort, though. The bats be crapping, and I like them. Wait. I said that wrong. Play with your ball. Play with it. Come on. Do it. Be adorable. I mean, like, you're already doing that, but, like... Oh, look, it's a little bat stack. Look how stacking they are. I absolutely love that so freaking much. Flap, my pretties. Flap. That's right. Fly for me. Alright, let's take this back and start cashing this out. And then I will upgrade my boots. I can probably upgrade my boots with the boom plort. Hey bro, are you living in a video game? Maybe. I wish I was. What if people's social standings were based on their high score? Like, what if our entire class system for reality was based off whoever can score the highest in Pac-Man? How absolutely wild would that be? It wouldn't be colleges, it'd just be places teaching people to play Pac-Man the best, or Tetris. Oh, I need Flutter Port for the boot upgrade too? I thought all I needed was the boom plort. Oh, damn. How am I supposed to do that? The only way I can get Flutter Port is through the butterfly slimes, and they only eat at night. Oh, this is a headache. Alright. I probably can only need like 5 of the moon dew, feed it to the butterfly slimes. And moon dew's stupid because you can't grow it. It just kind of happens in the wild. Which is annoying. Heart cell, power chip, pulse wave. I want this tank guard. I wonder what these other 2 upgrades are too. Tank guard's really helpful because if I fall in the water and die, I am a-okay. Alright, so let's see where I gotta go. Actually, before I see where I gotta go, I gotta upgrade. I know I just went over here to fabricate, but I didn't. Utilities. Warp tech, more boom plort. Oh, alright, fine. We'll get it. Can I build another one? No, I already reached the limit. Guardian Stalkers? Oh, I don't like those guys. Those guys, I don't remember what those guys are, but the Guardian Stalkers just sound like a bad time in Legend of Zelda. You know, today I was tempted to do a Breath of the Wild stream versus a Slime Rancher stream, but I'm like, you know what? I want to chill in Slime Rancher. I definitely do need to feed. That's right, eat. Their death cries, just the honks as they get eaten whole by a slime is terrifying. I want to sleep for 6 hours. Only 2 boom plort? You gotta be freaking kidding me. Oh. Alright, apparently these guys are not the greatest at... producing plort, apparently. Of anything. It's basically a version of Sans in Breath of the Wild. Oh. That sounds horrible. Horrible? Horrible! Alright, rock plort. Angler plort. Get some honey. Tangled. I can probably get some honey slimes too. No, I'd rather get some hunter slimes actually. Maybe one or two, put them in the corral, maybe by the beach. I know they don't like the sun, but like I can make a UV protected corral probably. And do it that way. You know what I want? I'm gonna go buy the area over here, because I don't think I ever bought this area over here. So if I keep running in this direction... What? Oh my god, it's 4,500? Okay. I will buy it eventually. Eventually being now. I'm gonna go sell some more stuff. More plort, more money. The new best word, horrible. I just invented it. Call me Shakespeare because I'm inventing words. No one from nowhere, the wordsmith. New title, wordsmith. Just came up with it. I'm inventing words just like Shakespeare. I don't know why Shakespeare is so popular as a writer, though. I feel like everyone talks him up. I feel like he's just overrated. And there's also the whole, like, he steals his plays. And he just plagiarizes. Yet everyone still loves him, and we're all still forced to read him in high school, in middle school, and in general. Which sucks. Go back in time to kill Shakespeare, maybe? Question mark? Question mark, question mark, exclamation point, question mark. What these words means, I don't know. I'm just kind of saying gibberish. Oh my god, this place is actually kind of low-key beautiful, too. Oh, there's a nice pond for the puddle slimes to hang out in, so I don't have to spend on a... Whoa, wait. Alright, so I can probably move my puddle slimes up here. Alright. Up. Up. Oh, this place is so cool. Next word. Bestiful. It's the bestiful. Oh my god, I could have so many puddle slimes. They can just be up here living their best life. Being shy little men. Ooh, there's a shovel. Can I dig? No? Fine. I don't want to dig anyways. Musical for Dino Girls. Hello and welcome. Yes, it's from the last update. That's why I must have not have seen this area before. Ooh, what's this over here? Oh, this is where I came from. God, I don't know how I even want to, like, proceed with, like, organizing this place for slims. Definitely puddle slime, puddle slime. I think that's far enough away for puddle slimes. You can steal the shovel with the construction mode. Hold up. Wait, I can steal it. I'm sure there's a better way to steal it. But for now, I have hit my 2-hour mark, and I have to go for today. And I'm very sorry this stream was shorter than usual. But I all hope you enjoyed, and you enjoyed the entertainment of me rambling and ranting about random stuff. Next word, Tears of the Kingdoms. Yes, those were my next words. No, like the other one. But anyways, I'm going to do my little ending things real quick. So I stream every day at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or after 3 p.m. Discord in the description to let you know the stream schedule, when stream starts, when the stream's times normally are. Ask questions, recommend games, tell me what you want to play. If I'm playing something that sucks, let me know as I'm playing, and I will adjust and try and get the games you want to see on the channel. If you don't have a Discord, that's a-okay. The comment sections, the notification bell too is also a good way to know when stream starts and stop. There is a lot of other junk too you can do, mainly in the comments and telling me. I listen to everything, good or bad. So I hope you all enjoyed. If you did enjoy, please maybe like and subscribe. But if not, all I could ask for is your time. And I hope you enjoyed your time watching me play some Slime Rancher and talking. So, thank you so much for your time and watching. And if you're already subscribed, thank you. So, just thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, and goodbye.